Yo, what's the deal, family? And welcome back to another episode of the Black Sheep, a place where we keeps it real, we keeps it consistent, and above all, man, we keeps love. You know what I'm saying? You already know who it is. It's your boy Abstract, the host.
And it's your boy Croy Wynn, Kroy Dub. What up, Black Sheep Kingdom?
Let's go. And we got a special guest in the building today, man. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I am Poet Goddess Feet, also known as Felicia Chantel, the CEO of IAG Productions.
Already, welcome to the Black Sheep. How you feeling today?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, big CEO. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So first of all, let's get into some real shit. Today's episode is going to be called "Are You Paving the Way, or Are You Blocking the Road?" You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about mentorship, creating a culture of success, practicing what you preach, you know what I'm saying, that mind over matter. You feel what I'm saying? All right. And firstly, man, yeah, it's a real honor, speaking of mentorship, to have, you know what I'm saying, Miss Felicia Chantel in the building with us today because, you know what I'm saying, most of y'all probably don't know, she was my very first mentor, you know what I'm saying, here in Houston when I was first trying to get onto the scene. You know what I'm saying? She was the one who pretty much, you know what I'm saying, discovered me and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So tell them a little bit about yourself, Miss Felicia.
Well, I've already mentioned the part of IAG, but I'm also a poet, an actress, a full-figured model, a youth mentor at the Boys and Girls Club. I have my own nonprofit organization, which is Artistically Royal Mentoring Program. Yeah.
Right. And what's that about, the Artistically Royal Mentoring Program?
So it's an organization where I work with youth in the city of Houston to teach them how to transition their emotions into different forms of art.
That's what's up.
And I've been doing that now for about 5 years.
5 years. That's what's up. I think that's what, you know what I'm saying, not like necessarily in that direction, but definitely a platform to help artists channel their, emotions and mental stability.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure we can all, relate as artists when we're trying to balance our personal lives, you know what I'm saying, with our artist lives.
Yeah.
Those two mentalities and personalities can clash and cause a big havoc. So that's pretty dope, you know what I'm saying, that you're doing that. And helping us, get that out there. What do you do at the Boys and Girls Club?
So I am the lead YDS, the lead youth development specialist. So basically, when the director's not there, I take over. Yeah. I work with the children and create programs and influence them to be the best that they could possibly be. Mm-hmm. We believe in giving them a great future to look forward up to.
That's what's up. You got any favorite kids?
They all my favorites.
Yeah.
All of them.
Which ones stand out?
I don't think those are my favorite though.
Right.
The ones that stand out, I don't think those are my favorites.
No, yeah. That's what's up. So, first of all, when talking about mentorship, I think it's very important to know what you want to do for yourself first.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like being able to decide what direction you want to walk in and lead in, and that mentor needs to not only have already walked that path, you know what I'm saying, but have success in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's why I was so, keen to latching on to you, when we first met. Because you was already, buzzing. You was already doing stuff, doing things that I knew I wanted to learn how to do, like making your own shows, you know what I'm saying, developing artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that's a big thing for you. And that's something you helped me with big time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's no problem. So what do you say is like the top 3 key things that you like to pass down when you're developing your artists?
Independency. That's very, very big. I love it when you don't have to depend on me solely. I want to give you the tools that you need so that you can go and follow your own path, because we're all given different paths in life. You're not supposed to be on the road I'm on, and I'm not supposed to be on the road you're on. So my thing is to give you the tools that you need so that you can create your own lane. The second thing is humility, knowing when to be humble and when not to. A lot of people think that that when you're confident, that's a problem. It's not a problem. God set you up for a particular purpose. So therefore, you are to be humble in front of him. You're to be confident in front of everyone else. He will show you who you should be humble in front of. So therefore, you never get that confused. So the person who is going to help. So when you are in front of the person that God has put in front of you, those are the ones who's like, okay, I'm gonna humble myself down so therefore I can get the tools I need. So therefore I can go out into the world and be confident with what I know. Exactly. That's the thing that I appreciate about you, because of the fact that you do just that. And the third thing is always remain positive, because not everything is going to go according to the plan that you have set forward. But when you remain positive and keep your head on the right path, there's nothing that you can't do. So those are the three things that I try to make sure that people who I'm mentoring understand.
Right.
I can see why you're a mentor.
Yeah, man.
It's like, you could be like a motivational speaker as well. You know what I'm saying? And I remember you telling me that a lot too, about how I had this mentor and that mentor, and I was like, kind of wish that's something I would have had, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm learning. Every day you can learn something new, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be when you're young. It's better when you're young, but
Right, man. Life itself is a mentor. You just gotta pay attention. Exactly. You gotta pay attention to what exactly is happening in your life, so you know where the lessons are coming from and what it's trying to teach you. You know what I'm saying? Like, life itself could be a mentor. Just like you said, you learn from everyone around you. You know what I'm saying? Every experience that you encounter, every person you encounter, you're taking away a piece from that situation, even if you don't realize that's what's happening. You see what I'm saying? And just even how, just like you said, I'm always talking about my mentors, even how we got here. You know what I'm saying? I took pieces and knowledge and information and kept it, learned from it, you know what I'm saying, through each step of the way. You know what I'm saying? Really low key, to be completely honest, I wouldn't have even done this podcast without you.
I remember, appreciate that too.
There was one conversation we had.
You told her about the BlackSheep?
Yeah, because, this was soon after my accident, you know what I'm saying? I was still down and out, you know what I'm saying? And, she would call and check up on me to, see where my head is at, or if I was ready to get back in the game or not. And my answer every time was always, nah, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. She really broke it down to me one day. She was like, you have more to offer than just dance. You're not just a dancer. You are an artist. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you still have something that
artist, actor, podcast host.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize that at first. All my eggs and ducks was in the dancing basket. You know what I'm saying? I thought everything was over, and it was you that opened my eyes to
and see when and this is something that I don't know if I ever said this to you then. When it comes down to dancing, that's an art. So therefore, when I say that you're don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
When you told me that, like, oh, I'm doing poetry, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get into it then. Yeah. Then you was like, I want to do this. I'm like, and I love that. I love the hustle mentality. I love, you never stop the hustle. Right. A lot of people feel like, oh, if I'm hustling, that means I'm stressing out or something like that. It's a struggle or something. Like, they feel like, oh, I got to do this in order to get there. They get irritated with the hustle. It's nothing wrong with the hustle if you sticking on the right track. Stick on the track that God has given you. And if he's giving you more things to put on that, then hey, go for it. One thing my dad, shout out to Anthony Roy Pickett.
Papa.
He always tells me, he's like, in this life, we are given different roads, but the road that you choose will end up leading you into the success that you're meant to be in. Usually when you get off track and you start following different people lanes, you get distracted. But whoever complains about being hungry, especially if you're talking about, I want more food.
Right.
Eat. And if you can't eat all of it, share. Share with the people around you. Like, hey, I got this plate full of food. I got all this stuff. I'm like, I ain't going to be able to eat all this. So what you going to do? You're going to throw it away? But there's somebody over here that's hungry.
Right.
Like, you know what? God giving me a lot on this plate. I'm going to give you some of this. I can't give you all of them. I'm going to give you some of it.
Right.
And whatever you can eat off that plate, take care of that. So I commend you for sticking on the path that God has given you. I am proud of you because you're continuously going. You didn't let nothing stop you. Yeah, you needed a break. That's what the accident did. God needed to stop you so therefore you can get back on track. He's like, look, I know you can do this, but I got something over here for you.
Right.
And it's nobody else's but yours. It was your job to go pick that blessing up and go through that door. That's exactly what you did. You picked up that blessing and you went through that door. And you're like, you know what? I could leave the door open for someone else to come through. But if it's not meant for no one else to come through, it's not meant for anyone else to come through. This is you. That's you. I am proud of you. From your big sister, I am proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
want to cry right now, but I'm not.
I thought I seen it well enough. Look, I already cried on this show. This is a safe place, and I'm
Real
glad
talk.
to have you. I'm glad to meet you.
Most definitely.
For real.
Real talk. Thank you. For real. If you need to cry, go ahead. Let it out. We real rap raw on here. You know what I'm saying? Let
Proud
it
of
out.
you too,
Real
bro.
talk. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it for real, and it's perfect into, our next thing, which is creating a culture of success.
Yeah.
And just like you say, when our plates are so full, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not in a sense of we have so much work, but the blessings are just falling and falling and falling and falling, and we start overflowing. Just like that one time with Trey D, we said, I feel like we have a responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to give back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And let those blessings be spread for other people, you know what I'm saying, to shine along with you, to learn how to grow with you. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what this journey is for. Is not only as that I'm growing, not only you growing, but our family is growing too. Everybody out here that's tuning in, that's watching, y'all are growing with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning this shit just like y'all learning this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I love most, you know what I'm saying? And as we learn, we gonna make those right moves, we gonna make those right choices that leave the perfect breadcrumbs and road paved, for the people that's coming up behind us. You know what I'm saying? Our younger siblings, you know what I'm saying? Them little hoodlums on the street that we know look up to us, you know what I'm saying? But they're knuckleheads right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All the youngest, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's younger than us. This is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is for. Creating that culture of success. You feel what I'm saying? Even with, you know what I'm saying, but like I've been, and I really was never on the reggae move, but bro, ever since I really got more in tune, you know what I'm saying, with you and our friendship, and really listening to the music, that in itself is a perfect example of paving a culture of success, the positivity, you know what I'm saying, what they talk about in y'all music, you know what I'm saying, like, even for those of us that are smokers, y'all don't make it negative. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a positive movement. You feel me? Y'all, that everybody knows that y'all, you know what I'm saying, we're doing this to keep calm, to keep the peace, to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So I want to ask, when you're working with the younger youth, and the children, what are your best practices when leading them into learning how to make those choices, that get them to the next step in their life?
Listening to them. Half the time, these children don't have a lot of people that's listening to them. When they go home, their parents is is usually always busy. They give them a phone and tell them to go on by their day. And then on top of that, when a kid be like, oh my gosh, can I tell you about my day? Usually a parent, because some parents, not all parents, and that's not also all parents, but some parents, because they mind be so everywhere, they not really paying attention. Right. So when they come to school, or when they come and say, Miss Felicia, can I talk to you? My job is to listen. Close my mouth, open my ears, and then respond back to them with a solution. Because half the time they don't have a solution. It's a little girl that I've been able to work with for the past couple of years at the Boys and Girls Club. And she has a tie-dye t-shirt line. And she was like, Miss Felicia, how can I get my brand out there? I was like, well, let's first start up a social media page so therefore you can just market yourself. Content is everything, especially, and I've been learning that. I've learned that for myself just through IAG. I had, starting from where we started from, right. You know what I'm saying, to where we are now. I'm like, now we're talking to politicians, and I'm like, how did we get to this point? Because of network, by getting out there and putting your brand out there and showing them like, hey, this is what we do. This is how we do things. Let's come together. It was hard trying to put on a press conference, but we made it happen because of the fact that it's called inclusion, coming together, listening to each other's thoughts and saying, hey, okay, so this is the solution to how this can be taken care of. And that's the same thing I do with the children at the school, even within the artistically royal, Sky. Yeah. and I was with her with the age of 2. I was her preschool teacher. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed something inside of her, and I was like, okay, I see she has this model thing going on. At the age of 2, when you come before a little kid and you start taking pictures, and every time she see the camera, she poses. You're like, she got something there.
Yeah.
But then when it came time for me to start trying to brand off into another, just creating something different, when it came down to Is It a Fair jury for kids and for women, and then for men. And when Lady K came to me and said, hey, it's time to put your brand on the runway. So I had to think about it. I'm like, who would be my brand ambassador for my kid line? Why not Sky? So first you talk to the kid, make sure that they, like, what would you like to do? Again, you're listening to them.
Right.
You're trying to understand them. What do they like? What they don't like?
Yeah.
Obviously, she's a little girl, so she's like, she want a chance to feel pretty. So give her that chance. Then you put on a runway with other models, and this girl, she was the best model out of even the adult models.
Yeah.
I remember her first, the first model call, and we told all the kid models to go to the back. She finds her way in the front with the adult models, and I'm like, okay, well, since you're gonna be up there, go ahead and walk then. And she walked better than them. She had her head up, her hands down, shoulders back, and she just walking. I'm like, she got something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now she talked about Miss Felicia. Can she start a podcast too? Cause sky's the limits. I say, well, go for it. Ooh, the first thing is called Get It. My whole thing at the end of the day is let's do it. If you want to do it, my job is to push you to do it.
See, right. and I love that about people like you. Like it's important to be able to understand how to speak to and understand kids. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like as adults, we kind of lose that ability to translate the right messages and things to them.
Right.
I was hanging out with my little sister yesterday, and her daughter was playing with some games on the tablet.
Yeah.
And every time, she's very competitive. She's like, I gotta win. I won, right?
Yeah.
So like and the way that she speaks, she's only 3, but she's very confident. And we were watching as like she would start to understand the concept behind tic-tac-toe. And so me and my sister are getting excited and like, oh, we think she gets it. Like, she gets it. And then, like, the minute that she feels like she's trying, like, being taught something, she gets frustrated and like, I don't want to play this one anymore, because like, we're like, no. You know what I mean? Correcting them. But that's the point that I'm making, is like, whenever we weren't able to keep her encouraged enough to continue, but that's like your whole job.
Yeah.
Like, you keep children encouraged while teaching them at the same time, and it doesn't make them feel bad.
And see, the thing with it is that you have to give them the answer first, instruct them first, and then have them to do it. Because a lot of times, you're right, a lot of kids don't like the feeling of you interrupting them in the process of doing. But if you give them the instructions beforehand, show them how to do it, teach them how to do it. Like, okay, this is how you tie your shoe. Watch me tie my shoe, then you tie your shoe. Watch me tie your shoe. So therefore, when you get ready to do your own shoes, you have an idea. Right. And if they mess up, hey, it's okay. Let me fix it this time. Then the next time we do the same practice again.
That's when they learn their learning style, whether it's like seeing by doing, like watching it, you know, hands-on contact, whatever.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's a process that I think most adults forget, you know, as we get older, the repetition, and being able to have the patience to keep doing it, keep trying. You know what I'm saying? Because as we get older, we want convenience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want
tired.
Right.
We want it to be given to us.
Exactly.
We feel like I put in enough work. Somebody should be. That's when people start, you know, depending on government aid and stuff like that.
Yeah, they stop.
But it's like, no, never lose that. Like, I want to get up and get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's always a much better feeling of like working hard and earning money to go get yourself something rather than somebody just giving it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really is, which is perfect segue to going into practicing what we preach. You know what I'm saying, to these kids. You know, we give them a lot of good examples and we teach kids a lot of good things, but us as adults, we don't do it. And then we
do as I say and not as I do. Especially in the black community.
Yes, I was there when I was a kid.
Yes,
they told you that too.
My mom told me that my whole entire life. She still tells me
that's the raw definition of hypocrisy. Like straight up. So you don't got to do this, and then like, I'm grown. I'm the adult,
right?
Know? So that goes back to what I was saying. Like, you don't seem like you come at kids or talk to them like that, and you wouldn't be able to in your line of work.
I mean, no. I have a way of being sarcastic with kids too. And that's the fun part.
They 50% of their language is sarcasm.
Yeah,
it really is,
because that's how they learn.
It's natural.
You have to tap into who are you talking to
specifically,
because you have different demographics. You have your Hispanic children, you have your Caucasian children,
that's true too.
You have your African American children, you have Asian, you have all these different demographics of children. So when I'm talking to someone of my color,
one of us,
depending on what side of town they're on, depends on how I talk to them.
Switch.
Right.
But I never talk at a child.
Right.
Because I had to learn from experience. Talk to people the way you want to be talked to. Right. And these children today are as smart as I don't know what.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you talk to them with an attitude, they're going to give you back that same attitude.
And they stand on that business.
Completely. They like, you're not my mother. Is their first thing.
Is the first thing. And then the second thing is respect is earned.
Not given.
Exactly.
And that's only because that's what we're teaching them. And so when I was hearing you say that, you know, us as adults, we have that complex. Are we practicing what we preach?
Right.
A lot of us as adults have a problem with that as well. But but when it comes down to learning, you should never be too grown to learn.
Right.
So what that means is that the same practices that we teaching our children, we have to take that same initiative.
Right.
We have to be okay with saying, you know what? I don't know how to do this. Teach me how to do this.
Right.
I need help with this. How can I get there? And I'm still learning.
Right.
Even, you know, I've been in the entertainment business for about a good now 16 years. Very long time. Jesus. Bless it. But
tenured in
being in the and that's on the poetry side. That's not even much like full blown in the entertainment side.
Production and all that.
I've been in the production side for 5 years. I mean, for 10 years of that 16. And I've been running my own production company for 5 of the 10 years. So right now I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
So every now and again, I have to go back to the drawing board and I have to say, you know what? I don't know how to do this. I have, like Abstract has mentors. I have to have mentors too. You always want to get a mentor who is doing something that you want to do, not what you're already doing.
Exactly.
You need someone who's like, okay, I'm here and you're trying to get up to here. I'm going to give you what you need. I'm going to give you the tools so that when you walk in the room, like a lot of people used to get mad at me. You already know this. A lot of people used to get mad at me talking about, you're not getting me booked on this. I'm like, I'm going to put you in the room. That's my job. I'm going to put you in the room.
You sell yourself.
Right.
Your job, because what I do is I give you the tools you need, so that when you walk in the room and you're ready to shake those hands and you're ready to talk, you know how to talk to them, you know what to say, how to say it, because that's the first part within all of this is communication.
Networking, communication.
That's why they say, if you give a man a fish, he eat for a day. If you teach him how to fish, he eat for a lifetime.
Come on.
For real. And I remember I used to ask questions at the wing. I'd be like, dang, how you be putting these shows together, Fee? Or what do you be saying to these people? Like,
I remember that conversation.
Yeah. I was curious because I know, you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do. I was like, man, that's where the money at. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw your little auditions and stuff the other day. You showed me. I was like, oh, Nickelodeon.
Yeah, bro, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool, the acting. Yeah, that's.
And see, I can't help him with that part because I'm
help you with that part.
Right. I do poetic. I started out doing poetic stage plays in 2012. I worked with a company called Poetry Productions. It's a team of poets who love to write. We started out doing poetic skits. And we started out doing this in Dallas, Texas. And it really was just a team of poets. None of us was actors. We all had a charismatic personality to do acting, but we was just poets. Then as we kept going, we was like, well, we want to do stuff that's a little bit more dramatic. So then we did this play called Sold Out. And I started wanting to talk about my own personal life, do that. So when we did Sold Out, Rage of Passion, that was one of those, that was our first small play. We was getting more away from the skits. And then in 2018, we did our very first full-blown play that we wrote ourselves, directed ourselves, produced ourselves, marketed ourselves.
Nice.
We did all of this on our own. And that, I ain't gonna lie, that's what inspired me to do IAG, because I was like, that was cool, because the money that the team made, we got all the residuals. We paid out our overhead, and then whatever we made afterwards, we split it. You know, and sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it was like good, and he knows how IAG is. Sometimes we made bank, and then it was other times where it was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But we always, one thing I can honestly say is that whenever things did not go according to plan, we will always come back together and like, okay, what did not do this time that we can do next time?
Right. What was 3 good things that we liked? What was 3 bad things, that we didn't like about the show? And that process really helped us have that hella successful show we had for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
I mean, like not only were we packed out, bro, but we sold out the tickets like quick.
When was that?
This was last year.
It was last Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Or was that this past Valentine's Day?
No, because we didn't do nothing this year.
23.
This year, it was
it was last year. Okay,
yes.
23. Okay,
because
okay.
last year was out of the 5, and again, we're still rookies at this,
Right?
Because this is like people literally tell us like, you doing all this within 5 years? I'm like, yeah, like it's people doing this for 10 years ain't reached what y'all are at. I'm like, I appreciate that, but because we're on the inside looking inner.
Right.
We're harder on ourselves.
Right.
And I also
you're capable of more. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like we know where we could be.
Right.
We know, because with all the talent that we have amongst us, it's just 5 of us. And the talent that we have, it's impeccable. Like from our sound and music engineer to our vice president, because he's still our vice president, by the way, to our COO, to our production manager, to the CEO. It's like we're all, not only are we these entities, but we also got our own personal things going.
Right.
And I always tell people that if my team is not growing on their personal business, IAG is not doing its job.
Right.
That's the reason why when I tell you, I'm like, hey, go for it. Because at the end of the day, your job is for your business to be growing. If your business is not growing, what are we doing?
Exactly.
If, like with DJ Ray, with him, progressing and doing his thing out of town and relocate. When he said to me, I'm gonna leave, I'm about to relocate. I'm like, okay. He's like, that's it? I'm like, hey, I need you to be growing. And that, I ain't gonna lie, that inspired the rest of us for this year. Like, literally, we have not done an event this year because we've been doing our own thing.
Yep. Yeah,
we've spent 5 years tirelessly.
And that was the whole, the point of it, for that to be the root that grew the branches out of the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it all comes from AIG, right?
Yeah. This is where it all started at, man.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and all that, everybody, and that's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? It started off, with her. She paved, a road for not only me, but for other people to be able to flourish and grow in their dreams and their aspirations. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do for y'all on this platform. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we here every week with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, we learning. I'm learning from y'all. You learning from me. You feel me? Like, we a family, and that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, we unfortunately we've run out of time. You know what I'm saying?
And children are the future.
The future,
yes,
man.
Remember that.
For real. So I want to thank y'all once again for making it to the end of another episode. You feel what I'm saying? And you know what it is, man. We keeps it real. We keeps it consistent. And above all, man, we keeps love. You feel me? Got anything last to say, Big K?
Man, I just want to say it was an honor to meet you, honor and a pleasure. And I'm going to look you up because I want to hear what the poetry sound like and everything.
Yeah. Felicia, let them know where they can find you at.
You can find me on all social media platforms at IAG_productions. That's on Instagram, or Felicia Chantel on Facebook. If you got TikTok, it is Chantel, SHVNTELL.
So for those of you that missed the spelling, it's going to be right there at the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm saying? And once again, we taking donations for the BlackSheep. That's going to be right there at the bottom of the screen. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all keep it following. Until next episode, we out.